Alright, today we're going to be talking about completing the square, and this is going to be used primarily with quadratic functions. It works really well with it, and what really helps with is solving for x for a certain value for quadratics. If you notice, the x is in two different places, which can be problematic at times because you just need one x to solve for it. That's when you're solving for x, you just want one, and here we have two. So there's a way that we can kind of work this through to make it where there's only one x. Okay, so looking at this quadratic function right now, you'll notice the highest order is 2. That means if you did want to factor it, the highest order for that factoring would have to be 2. It couldn't be anything else. So what I'm going to do is just quickly factor this. Now, I'm going to keep the a just because I know that it's a times the x squared. I'm going to kind of factor that out. But the b and the c, they're kind of based off of each other. We're going to kind of go over that toward the end of this video. So I'm just going to actually just use another variable n to just for illustrative purposes. When you're doing your own problems, you'll notice that a, b, and c are going to be different, and you won't have to worry about it. But for now, I'm just going to be using primarily variables just for illustrative purposes, and so hopefully that'll make sense. So what I'm going to do is I know that if I factor this out, I could have some value x plus some value n. It could be any number, you name it, any real number anyway. And the highest order here would be squared. Like I said before, I'm actually going to keep the a and just factor that out. So I'm just going to put that right in front like so. So then I have a times the quantity x plus n squared. Now, if you want to pause the video right now and try to actually solve this yourself, that might be a good idea. So pause right now. Okay, I'm actually going to solve it now. And hopefully what you got agrees with what I got here. So what I'm going to do first is just write everything out, so without the exponent. So I have x plus n and x plus n like so. All right. The first thing I'm going to do just to make my life easier is I'm going to combine these two real quick, just because I can deal with the a later. It'll be easy to distribute that out. So I'm going to do these first. So I'm just going to write the a, and then for this one, I'm just going to write little brackets here, and then write x times, that's the first term right here, x times this whole value right here, x plus n, put that in parentheses, then continue with the x right here, plus n, so I'm going to put a plus n right here, and then drop this down as well, because, again, I have to distribute it for both of these terms. So x plus n, x plus n. Like so, put a little n bracket in there. Make it nice and neat. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do is distribute these out just to make it a little easier. So x times x is x squared. X times n, obviously, nx plus nx plus n squared. All right. So from here, I'm just going to kind of simplify it a little bit. Get my little power stance here. So I'm just going to combine like terms real quick here. So we got the two nx's right here, so I'm just going to write 2nx plus n squared. Now, with the a factored out, I kind of want to end my discussion for this. Obviously, you can distribute it if you want. But the main thing to see, especially when the a is factored out, is that if you take this middle number right here, if you divide it by 2 and then square it, you will always get the c term every single time. So that bottom term for the quadratic, you will always get in a perfect square. It has to be a perfect square. Right here, we have a perfect square. You will always get for that b term. If you divide it by 2 and then square it, it always ends up coming out that way. So 2n divided by 2 is n squared. You got n squared. So hopefully that helps you understand completing the square. Let me know if you have any questions.